Yeah, this tutorial is to demonstrate how to use the Excel culling model. What you want to do is make sure that you have your data file in the same directory that you have the culling model. So here you can see I have the culling model, cull 2000 with base, and I have the file of interest, the ZUG 418. Here I'm going to open that up so you can see this is the structure. It was index, FCM. Now usually we like to have the FCM value downloaded with the data. You might have to do the milk and fat protein and then convert it into fat corrected milk. But anyway, that's the shape of that file. So I'm going to close that. And now I'm going to open up the cull 2000 with base. Okay, and I'll expand that. And you can go right if we look at the various menus, this is where you would enter in some of the input data, the price per hundredweight, feed cost, all the parameters that are involved in the culling decision. So the value of a heifer, what have you. And then we can go to this is the start where you can view the input data. We'll view the RPO values. So I'm going to go there. And here you're looking at what was the default data that was in the program, but now of course we want to put our own data in. So I'm going to click on the button here, Import Data PC Dart. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. It's going to take me out to the directory that I'm in, and you can see I have two files here. This ZUG 14 is the one of interest, so I'm going to double click on it. And because it's a CSV file, the space delimiter is a comma. So I'm going to put a comma in there. You can see that very small little comma, and then say OK. And now what it'll eventually do is it will fill that data in. Here it is, right at that filled in. And what this program does is if you put a milk value in here, it's going to estimate what the projected ME305 fat corrected milk is. So it has all of these calculations that that happen. So once we put in our data, we want to calculate and find the RPO value. So we want to fill in all of these over here, have the program fill it in. And so I'm going to go calculate, boom. So I'm clicking that button. Now this will take a little bit of time. And what it's doing is it's using the input values in terms of the prices, the milk prices and what have you, to calculate these retention payoff values over here, where the retention payoff value is the value of the cow minus the value of the average replacement animal. So in other words, when that value is positive, we want to keep the cow. When that value is negative, we want to get rid of the cow. And then we calculate some additional features called the breed allowable space, the BAS. And what this is an estimate of how many months you have remaining in which that RPO value is going to be positive. So in other words, it gives you a estimate of time that we think that the cow is going to be have a positive RPO value. And of course, you like that to be a positive number and very large, because that means you have a lot of opportunity, especially on open cows, to get that cow pregnant and have her pregnant when she's financially lucrative. The BIS interpretation on pregnant animals is if you do it early, get a cow pregnant early, of course she'll have she'll contribute a large BAS. What you don't like to see is a lot of pregnant animals with very small BIS values. Okay, the program has calculated, so now I'm going to go and view the RPO value. So now we'll go back to that same screen, and we can see that these screens have been filled. And so here we have a cow that has an RPO value of 1,200. She's pregnant, and she has a breed allowable space of 9 months. So in other words, she had a lot of time remaining, but she got pregnant early. Here, this second cow has a positive RPO value, but she's going to become an eminent cull. In other words, very soon, and probably this is because we don't have an estimate on what her milk is. So she's viewed as and that's because no milk value was entered into her. So that's how you run the program, and a simple kind of calculation of the interpretation. And then over here is where we do some frequency counts of the number of open cows for the various categories, the open and pregnant that had a breed allowable space of 0, and then those that had a breed allowable space of 7 months. And here's a graph of it. So here you can see the graph of the pregnant cows and the graph of the open cows. And of course, you don't like to see a lot of open cows who are eminent culls. And so that's the interpretation of that. So with that, I'm going to close this. I hope that answers all of your questions. Shift F.